Hi friends, it's Teacher Ulrich here. Welcome back to Wordly Wise Book 5, Lesson 8. Are you ready to get started with Day 2? Great! You will need Activity 8A for today's lesson. You got that? Let's begin. We will start by quickly revising the words and their meanings. When we get to the word, say it out loud. Let me hear. What's this word? It's yes. Assemble. Assemble has two verb meanings. To assemble is to bring together into a group, to gather. At 2 o'clock, we assembled at the door of the museum for a tour. The second verb meaning is to put or fit together. You can assemble Legos. You put them together. You need only a screwdriver to assemble the bookcase. Assembly is another form of the word. This word has a noun meaning. Assembly is the name of a group of people gathered for a certain purpose. At the assembly this morning, the fire chief will talk to us about fire prevention. The second meaning for assembly is the name of the fitting together of various pieces. The assembly of the new desk took less than an hour. Next, it's banquet. Banquet is the name of a large meal for many people. It's a feast, a banquet. Fancy foods were served at the banquet, which was given in honor of the teachers who were retiring. Next, it's cargo. You got it. Cargo is the name of the load carried by a plane or a ship. Cargo. The cargo going to Chile was put into containers and loaded onto the boat. Next, it's cask. Cask is the name of a barrel-shaped container, especially one for holding liquids. In the 1800s, ships carried drinking water for the sailors in large casks. Today, they still keep wine and alcohol in casks. Next, it's yay! Woohoo! Celebrate. Celebrate has a verb meaning. To celebrate is to honor something in a special way. Americans celebrate the signing of the Declaration of Independence every 4th of July. They celebrate by drinking a lot and by blowing up firecrackers. Celebrated is an adjective. We use this word to describe something or someone which is famous, celebrated. Marianne Anderson, the celebrated African-American singer, performed on the steps of the Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C. Who is a celebrated actor from your country? Charlize Theron is a celebrated South African actress. Did you know Elon Musk is a celebrated South African? He's famous and he's South African like me. Next, it's decrease. Great, remember, decrease. This word has two pronunciations. Not super important that you get the pronunciations right, but it would be nice. Decrease has a verb meaning. So decrease is the verb. To decrease is to become smaller or less. Decrease. After June 22nd, The length of the day gradually decreases, becomes less. Now the noun is decrease. A decrease is the amount by which something becomes smaller. An outbreak of flu caused a decrease in school attendance during January. The amount that something got smaller. My pocket money, the money I get from my parents, not really, but when I was in school, my pocket money decreased by $2. Got less. Next, it's desperate. You got it. Desperate has an adjective meaning. We use this word to describe things or people who are reckless because of feeling despair. The action star in the movie jumped from a 5-story building in a desperate attempt to escape her captors. Desperate, reckless. The second adjective meaning, desperate, we use this word to describe things which are so serious as to be almost hopeless. This would be a situation, a desperate situation. The situation of the homeless in our big cities is becoming increasingly desperate. It cannot be fixed. Next, it's edible. Great. Edible is a word we use to describe things which are safe or fit to be eaten. Are you certain those mushrooms are edible? Can they be eaten? Edible also has a noun meaning. It's the name of an item of food. Anything that can be eaten is edible. We'll serve the beverages. Beverages are things that you drink. So we'll serve the beverages at this end of the table and the sandwiches and the other edibles at the other end. Next, it's frivolous. Frivolous is a word we use to describe things which are not serious or important. They're silly. Spending money on items like comic books seems frivolous. It seems silly, not smart. Frivolity is a different form of the word with a noun meaning. Frivolity is the name of something silly or light-hearted play. The giggling children had to be reminded that there is no place for frivolity during detention. No place for playing frivolity. Next, it's harvest. Great. Harvest has 2 noun meanings and a verb meaning. Harvest is the name of the gathering of ripe crops for a season. In Spain, the grape harvest begins in late summer. The second noun meaning is the name of the quantity. Quantity means how much. Is the name of the quantity of crops gathered. Iowa's corn harvest is the largest in years. So all the corn Iowa harvested, it's the harvest. And the verb meaning, to harvest, is to gather in the crops. So crops are a field of things you grow to eat. See, this guy is harvesting the crops. Next, it's hew. Great. Hew has 2 verb meanings. To hew is to chop down or cut down with blows from an axe. Gush, gush, gush. Hew down the tree. Let's hew these dead branches from the tree before they fall and cause damage. The second verb for hew is to cut or shape with blows of an axe or similar tool. So these 2 meanings are exactly the same. Next word is hostile. Great. Hostile has an adjective meaning. We use this word to describe things or people who are unfriendly of or like an enemy. They're hostile. The hostile audience would not permit the speaker to finish the speech. Hostile. Boo! Get off! Ah! They're unfriendly. This guy is being very hostile. He is a hostile person. Hostility is another form of the word, which is a noun. This is the name of the expression of unfriendly feelings. The governor's plan to close the neighborhood school met with so much hostility that it was quickly dropped. Next, it's pledge. Great. Pledge has a noun and verb meaning. The verb pledge is to make a serious promise, to pledge. I pledge to look for your dog until I find it. A dozen local store owners have pledged their support for the new arts program. The noun pledge is the name of a serious promise. Let me give you an example. In America, they have the Pledge of Allegiance. So this is the noun, pledge. So the Pledge of Allegiance is something you say that is a promise to your country. So the American Pledge of Allegiance, you have to stand with your hand on your heart and say, I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America. So you can say, I pledge allegiance to the flag and the United States of South Africa, because that's my country. You can pledge allegiance to your country. Pledge, make a serious promise. Next, it's prosper. To prosper is to succeed, especially in terms of money. So a business can prosper. Alaska prospered when oil was found there. Prosperous is a different form of the word with an adjective meaning. If something is prosperous, it's enjoying growth and success. It's a prosperous country, a prosperous business. The prosperous family always helps people who are having a tough time. America, China, those are prosperous countries, don't you think? Yeah, they are, yes. And the final word is task. Task is the name of a piece of work that needs to be done. Talking about task, this is our task for today. It's task 8A. So, make sure you have this ready to complete this task. First, let's read the instructions. Using words in context, read the following sentences. If the word in bold is used correctly, write C on the line. If the word is used incorrectly, write I on the line. We've done this, we know this, we got this. Let's begin. Number 1A. Each camper was given a task to perform. Perform is to do. Can you perform a task? Correct. It's something you do. 1B. When I had the flu, getting out of bed was a difficult task. Getting out of bed, is that something you do? Correct. It's a task. 1C. Tasks were easy for Theo. Theo is a name of a guy who was good at everything he tried. Tasks, so things he did. Correct. 1D. I tried to brush the task every day. Brush the task? It's incorrect. Number 2A. The students will assemble in the hallway. Can students assemble, get together? Correct. 2B. I was able to assemble the puzzle in less than 10 minutes. Assemble, put it together. Correct. 2C. They tell me that I assemble my cousin because we both are blonde. Incorrect. Assemble. Can you guess the correct word that should be used here? Not assemble, resemble. Look alike, resemble. See? It sounds very close, but it's not. Number 2D. The assembly of new cars is done by machines. The assembly, the putting together of. Correct. It's all correct. Great. Number 3A. We celebrate the 4th of July with fireworks. Can you celebrate the 4th of July? Correct. 3B. I was feeling celebrated, so I lay down for a while. Celebrated? Incorrect. Not right. Number 3C. We celebrated my new baby brother with a party. Correct. You can celebrate a new baby. Hey, we got a new baby. Let's celebrate. Brr, party. Number 3D. Abraham Lincoln is a celebrated name in US history. Celebrated. So can Abraham Lincoln be a celebrated name? Correct. It means famous. Number 4A. Apples are usually harvested in October. Can apples be harvested? Yes, they can be plucked to eat. 4B. This year's harvest should be the biggest in years. Can a harvest be big? Correct. The food you get. 4C. We found out that harvests like colored pencils and chalk. Incorrect. Not right. Does not make sense. It's weird. 4D. I harvested the bed before I slept in it. What kind of bed do you have? It's incorrect. Number 5A. The cargo is dragged into the truck every morning. Cargo dragged into the truck. Can you put cargo on a truck? Yes. I know in the description it said planes and boats. But trucks too, they move things from one place to another. So the cargo is what goes on it. Number 5B. Each student is allowed to eat one cargo. Incorrect. Don't think you can eat cargo just like that. 5C. The cargo plane took off with a heavy load. Correct. Cargo plane, a plane that carries goods. 5D. I need to be in the cargo by 7:30 a.m. or I will be late for school. Not sure how this person gets to school, but it's not correct. Number 6A. The decrease in the number of monarch butterflies is sad. Can the number of monarch butterflies get smaller? Yes, correct. 6B. If we decrease the price of apples, we expect to sell more. Can you decrease the price of apples? Yes, you can. 6C. The teacher decreased that the test was cancelled. Incorrect. 6D. we need to decrease the number of balloons at the party. Correct, you can take some away, decrease the number. Now 7a. The desperate way I feel is very joyful. Incorrect. Makes no sense. 7b. The kitten that ran up the tree was desperate to be rescued. Correct. He wanted to be rescued very much. 7c. After the earthquake, there was a desperate need for medical supplies. Correct. People needed it very much, desperately. 7d. Wes played a desperate amount of time at the park. Incorrect. Makes no sense. Number 8a. The actress didn't like to be asked frivolous questions. Remember, frivolous is a synonym for silly. It's correct. Don't ask me silly questions, frivolous questions. 8b. The magazine was full of frivolous stories about movie stars. They usually are. Correct. Silly stories. We don't care. Unimportant, silly. 8c. Taking care of someone who is sick is very frivolous. Incorrect. It's not silly to take care of someone who is very sick. It's very good. Number 8d. Certain vegetables are extremely frivolous and should not be eaten. Vegetables cannot be frivolous. 9a. Yesterday's pizza is still edible, so go ahead and eat it. It's still edible, you can eat it, it's fit to be eaten. 9b. These stories are edible for children under 5 years old. Stories cannot be edible, no. 9c. Her story was too inedible to be true. Her story, can you eat her story? Incorrect. 9d. Horses like fresh grass, but they think hay is edible also. Correct. Hay is edible for horses. They can eat it. So hay is cut grass. Number 10a. My little sister sometimes has a hostile attitude that is very unfriendly. Can an attitude that is hostile be unfriendly? Correct. 10b. There was much hostility from the community when the government decided to close the park. Correct. There can be hostility from the community. They can be angry, unhappy, unfriendly. 10c. A hostel in the middle of the sidewalk blocked our bikes. Incorrect. Number 10d. The hostel of the party made sure we had lots of food and drink. Incorrect. This should be the host, not hostel, host. Then it would be correct, but it's not. And there we are, friends. We are all done with today's activity. We completed this task. Let's have a look. Make sure that you got all the right answers. Wow, that bird sounds hostile, right? And that's it for today's lesson. Friends, great job. Well done for joining me and completing today's tasks. Well done. Remember to join me next for day 3. For this day, you will need to bring along activity 8b, 8c, and 8d. Bring those activities when you join me for day 3. And that's it, friends. Take care, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye for now. Bye.